Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. If this is your first time visiting me, I would like to thank you. While you're here, please like, subscribe, and share this channel. By taking this action, you will be helping the channel to grow. Also, take a moment to read my About page so that you can have some understanding about who I am. I will never copy another person's work, nor will I ever copy another person's title. That is because I am authentically me. This work is a part of my bloodline. I thank you for visiting, and I hope that you will return. Please check out my other videos. All are welcome to share his or her story in the comment section below, because your story may be a helpmate to someone else. My channel is a no judgment zone place for healing in some sort of way. If my videos do not resonate with you, please do not try to make them fit your circumstances at all. For anyone else and everyone else that the message does relate to, take from it what helps you on your journey towards your happiness in every area of your life. Once again, I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. This channel is all about healing. So let's begin healing together. Thank you, lovely. I saw that. Look, guys, I have my wig on. You know, I have my wig on. You know, I just felt like it. I had this wig for about 3 years and only wore it twice in the house. And then I put the wig on the other day and I was about to step outside and I had to rip it off. And I was like, I can't wear that. And my husband was like, what happened to your wig? When I got in the car, I was like, I had to rock my bald head. However, you know, I'm a woman of color every day. Let me tell you, I don't get to change. However, power to my people. I'm just saying, power to my people. They give us the shortest month, and they think this is the only month that we celebrate who we are. Many of us celebrate who we are when we hit the floor in the morning and when we lift our feet up to get into bed at night. Many of us celebrate who we are. We love who we are. And we will settle for nothing less than to be who we are. I remember I was asked as a child, if there was one person that I could speak about in this entire world, and if there was that one person that I would speak about, that I would write about, because I admired them, who would it be? It would be me. True story. I love my mother, first woman in my life. My sister, second woman in my life. And then there's me. So if I would not want to be like either of the two of them, who else would I want to be like if those are the two people who I respect as women? And it would be me. One thing about it, my mother taught us how to value ourselves, how to love ourselves, how to always hold our heads up high. That's one thing that I tried to instill in my daughters, was to value themselves no matter what someone says about them. That shit would have to sink inside of you to make what someone says about you the truth. I don't care about the words of anyone else's but my own, to make me feel like I am less than who I am. You can call me any name in the book. And in the words of Redman, the rapper from the state of New Jersey, he had a song that says, I'll be that. And guess what? I'll be that. I will be whatever anybody calls me, because your words are not powerful to my ears, to my soul. And I wish many of us were like that. I do. And that's what this channel is for. The channel is for healing. The channel is to be a no judgment zone place for healing in every way imaginable. Thank you, everyone. Dawn that just jumped in for me. Let me tell you, she is not even home. She's on a trip and she's here with me to monitor everything that I miss in the background, and I thank her for that. Tonight we're doing the sign of Taurus, but I wanted to wear my afro, right, in solidarity of my people. What went on then is still going on today. What went on then is happening today. But we're going to speak about that in another video. Let me tell you, I am stocked up. Thank you. Hey, Relly, how you doing? Thank you so much. Dawn, thank you for jumping in, being here. I'm doing Taurus. I'm stocked up, back with all my supplies. I'm back doing readings. My bottle is full again. Let me tell you, I can't do readings without having this bottle full. And I know that I should always stay up on it. And a lot of times I just be going and going and going, and I don't stay up on the things that I'm supposed to. Let me tell you, sometimes you need people. Sometimes you need people. Sometimes your brain is everywhere else but where it's supposed to be. And that's how my brain is. Let me tell y'all a quick story before I get started with this Taurus reading. There's a gentleman that I get to cut the grass for me in a state where my husband and I have a piece of property. And this same gentleman grew up on my block with my husband, and I grew up on my block. True story. We all grew up on the same block together. And I had asked him to grab any mail that was missed being sent to me. Because, you know, sometimes the mail people are lazy and they'll still put mail in your box. And he was like, I got you. And he sent me the mail. Why, a few days ago, I was about to text him to see when he was going to send the mail. And I just started getting this eerie feeling. And I said to my husband, I don't trust him anymore. I said, I don't trust him anymore. I just had this horrible feeling. I did. I was like, I don't trust him anymore. Now, growing up on the block, let me tell you, he and my husband didn't even speak. He is much younger than us, this gentleman, right? I've known this kid, even though he's a grown man, I've known him since he came to the USA. I just had this feeling. I just kept getting this feeling. And I didn't ignore it. Usually when it's about people that I'm cool with, I be trying to push it to the side. But I didn't push this message to the side. Then today, the dogs ran to the front door. They ran back to my bedroom. They ran to the front door. I said, let me get up. Let me go see. So the package was here. So I automatically knew what that package was. And when I touched it, I said, oh, shit. This don't feel right. So I left it sitting by the front door. Washed my hands. And then all of a sudden, something started happening. So I said to my husband, I said, this fucker did something to that package. And he was like, what did he do? So I just immediately got the package, put it in the bag and put, you know, some stuff on it and sat it in the garage. This young man, my husband kept saying, you know, he likes you. My daughter, he likes you. I'm like, man, I grew up with this little boy. Like, I don't look at him like that except for like a little brother because he's always been around. And I'm like, So then I'm like, one day my mom comes in, my husband, dad comes in, and they're like, nah, that's true. So I'm like, okay, I can't treat him any other way. No laughing and giggling except for on business because he does maintain the lawn. He maintains the snow. He maintains, you know, different things. And I'm like, we do things differently because he's Trinidadian. And they have their own deities. he knows different spells, not that he partakes in them because, quote unquote, he claims to be Christian. But when you grow up in a family who does root work, you know different spells. You're trained, even the minute things, to care for yourself, to take care of yourself. Let me tell you. And then something started shifting. And I was like, oh, this don't work. Because yesterday I did a house cleansing. And I'm like, and my husband was like, why you didn't get that shit out of here? I'm like, we protected. We good. We're good. What is happening is about to stop. It's going to stop. We're good. I put what I needed to put on it. And I'm saying to you, people do all kinds of funky shit. Let me tell you. No matter if you don't feel like this person wouldn't do it to you or that person wouldn't do it to you, they would. Me doing the work that I do, people be trying to get at me all the time. People go see people before they get to me because they don't know about me or they learn about me or they heard about me by word of mouth. And if they go to someone who is authentic, then they'll know that their person has cheated on them with someone else. So then I have other spiritualists that try to come at me to stop me from helping that particular person. True story. It happens all the time, more often than not. Let me tell you, I always get somebody somewhere who's mad because their client came to me and they want to stop me. And especially when I start reading their worker. And then people be like, damn, you saw that? I'm like, yeah. Even when people see me, then they go see somebody else, then they got to double back to me. And I'm like, bitch, you cheated. And I'm like, nah, I'm just joking. You don't cheat because you got to go where you need to. But let me tell you, people always come back, right? So I don't work for everybody. I don't. And if I showed you my emails, y'all would be like, damn, girl, I have turned down people truly. Because if I don't like a person, I don't like a person. If I don't F with a person, then I don't F with a person. But I have truly turned down people, right? And I know a lot of people here, you guys think I'm racist, right? Well, not the ones who have been following. Feel as though that I'm racist. Let me tell you something. It's not that. Oh, it couldn't be that. It couldn't be that, right? At all. But I don't indulge all the time when it comes to different nationalities. And I always try to warn people what you get into. When I was growing up, right, as a teenager, there's a season for everything. Let me just say that. One year, there's a season of the light-skinned guys. And everybody wants the light-skinned guys. And then next year, the light-skinned guys are out of season. And now my chocolate brothers, everybody want them. People change what they like just like they change their clothes. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. So there's a season for everything. True story. When I was in high school, there was a fluctuation of Haitians coming into my area. And oh, the girls were going gaga for those Haitian brothers. Then there became a war between my brothers of color and also the Haitians. True story. A lot of the brothers could give a fuck about the Haitians, but a lot of brothers were upset because all the girls were flocking to the Haitian guys. Me, I never wanted one. No disrespect. I always had a taste for this one thing, and I always had a taste, and I didn't change my style. I've always been me. So I've never been the girl who ran to the different seasons of how they saw people. I've always been authentically who I am. However, them girls was trying to have the babies by the Haitian brothers, right? Then they went out of style. Then they was trying to have the babies by the Spanish brothers, right? Because now they want their baby to have good hair. So they thought, I promise you, they thought that if they had a baby by the Spanish guys, their babies would come out with good hair. I swear to God, I can't make this shit up. And when you saw some of them babies, they got what they got. My wig is softer than some of those babies' heads, right? Then there was a season for the quote unquote white boys that try to hang with the black brothers, right? That wanted to be down like Eminem the rapper. And they didn't let all the white boys in, maybe one or two that act like they was about it. True story. Let me tell you. Now let's flip it back. We had our season of Haitians coming in. We had our season of Trinidadians coming in. And the lady on my block, I was real cool with this guy's mother because even before he came here, when my mom bought her house, this lady was already on the block, she and her husband. So they were there before me, but this lady had a whole bunch of kids back in Trinidad. And so she didn't bring her kids to America at the same time. It was one by one when it was affordable for them. So she already had one son there with her. And let me tell you, every girl liked that Trinidad brother. And then another brother came. And this one was quiet. The girls was looking at him, but they felt like there was something weird about him. Then this little boy came, which is the little boy that sent the package. And when he came, he didn't know English at all. My mother taught him English, taught him how to do his schoolwork. Like, yo, everybody on the block chipped in. But this fucker tried to get at me today and send me a box of mail, and he put something on it like I wouldn't know. But he put something on the package to try to get at me. In a negative way for me, but not in a negative way for him, because he has a crush. But when a person has a crush on you and you're already spoken for, that's a problem. Any of this stuff. My daughter, I don't know, all of a sudden she got me with a mic, and I don't know how to use any of this stuff. Can they hear me without the mic? Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Now what to do? Can I just hold it? My mic sounds nice. Check one. Is it on? Can you hear me now? And so this young man, let me tell you, he sent me a box of mail and he sent me some roots attached to the mail. Let me tell you. Yes, he did that. And the saddest part about this is I have to return to sender on somebody that I considered a little brother. I have to return to sender. And anytime you return anything to sender, you have to do it in a vicious way to make sure that they can't double back and return this shit back to you. Isn't that something? Out of all the days today that I'm just chilling, that I have to go out the way and do something like this, but it's a part of life. Let me tell you. Let me get to this Taurus reading before this mic jumps on again. This is pink. Let me tell you, I have a distaste for pink. No disrespect to my girlies in the back or my guys in the back who love the color pink. I have a distaste for the color pink. I really do. I am I don't know how to say this, but I am a feminine. I am a sexy tomboy. I am the most feminine, the cutest, the sexiest tomboy in the world. Let me tell you, I like to get dirty. I'm telling you, I am the girl. I ride motorcycles. I ride, I race them too, right? I do the things that in my family that they say that only the boys should be able to do. But being that I felt like all my masculine cousins were bitches, I had to outdo them. And it's still in me today, right? And now with my husband, he always says, soft and pink. He has to bring me back again. Sometimes he be like, yo, calm it down a little bit. But it's in my DNA. True story. But somebody said me too. Look, my daughter baked some bread, so excuse me. Look, she baked some bread, so it's good. I like the one yesterday better. But I do like that one. That one is she made sourdough bread. And I could really taste that this is sourdough for real. But this one scares me a little because you guys know the process of making sourdough. It has a lot of probiotics in it, and my daughter is my baker in the house, and she makes the bread, the cakes, right? Everything. I'm not the baker. I'm the cook. I do bake, but I don't have that much time in the kitchen. True story. And she always says, when she moves out, she worries about my husband and I, like, who's going to feed us, right? Because I have gotten lazy in my older age. But let us get to this Taurus reading. But true story, listen, like my son, yes, I am I am a feminine tomboy. I am a sexy tomboy. My dad taught me how to change brakes. He tried to teach my sons. And he would say, I don't want you to count on a man for anything. My granddad, my mother's father, taught me how to change a tire when I was young because he said I kept going up and down the highway so much. And if my car ever had a flat tire, he wanted me to be able to get out on those dark country roads and change it for myself. So I just know how to get my hands dirty. I know how to do things. I paint. I paint, whether it be the house. Let me tell you, I can tackle plumbing if need to. And when I was young, I knew how to unhook my mother's doorbell when I snuck out the house so that none of my neighbors would ring the doorbell to tell on me that I snuck out the house. So I knew how to mess with electric very early, you know? And I knew how to mess with those wires. So I am a feminine tomboy. Listen, you said I had a beautiful childhood, Dawn, my husband and I, he said, you got to write a book. I can't say it was a wonderful childhood. It was different. It was different. Let me tell you. It was different, 1000% different. That's all I could say. But I have no complaints. I have no complaints at all. You know how some people, I didn't grow up with my dad. He and my mom were separated. They were married and but they were separated for over a decade, for quite some time. And my dad did not walk away from my mother. She put him out because he was lazy. He had a college degree, but my dad felt like he was too cute to work. True story. He felt like he didn't want to get his hands dirty. My mother was college educated as well, and she always knew how to take care of home. And so he wasn't putting in what he was supposed to. So she will always say, "Thank you for the roles that I can do bad by myself." And she put him out. She put him out for him to learn how to be a man, to grow to be a man. And he did. He used his masculine parts to get into bed with multiple women outside of my mother. And he would always try to get with women who he felt like had some change. That's my dad, true story. When I say my father was a rolling stone, wherever he laid his hat was his home. That is the true definition of who he is and was while he was on this realm. My dad, he had outside children, and I have to say outside children without any disrespect to my siblings because he was always married to my mother, and he and my mom only had me as a married couple. And my dad committed bigamy. He would marry women. But back in those days, we didn't have computers like we do right now. So he would marry women. They would think that they were married to him, and it wasn't legal. And so nobody could catch him because you would have to be able to prove it, and nobody could catch him. And he came from a world of sisters and brothers that would keep him hidden. That means he traveled all over the U.S. and outside of the U.S., and they would fund him to keep him on the go. Now, y'all probably think that I'm telling a story of him just ducking child support. Fuck no, he was ducking a lot of other things, but we won't go there, right? We won't go there. He was ducking a lot of other things. When I tell you he was a rolling stone, he was a rebel without a cause. It was without a cause because whomever needed him, it wasn't his cause, it was theirs. And he did favors. If you want to, if you get what I'm saying, he did favors for people. I had that kind of dad. But my childhood was beautiful with my mom. I had a mother. I had a hardworking mother. I had a mother who loved us unconditionally. I had a mother who did the best that she could with the circumstances that she had. I had a beautiful mother. I hear a lot of bashing, of people bashing their parents and then kids bashing their parents and their parents bashing their kids. But this is called the cycle of life. What people don't realize is that our parents don't come into this world with a handbook, nor did their parents or their parents before them. And truest story in the world, we all pick our parents before we get here. And I promise you that I stand 10 toes down on that statement. We pick our parents. We do. And I know a lot of you will be like, I would never pick parents like the ones that I had. Because trust me, I've heard some stories of people who came from some serious conditions. And you did pick those parents. And sometimes the universe, and then many of you Bible thumpers, you're right, it's called soul contracts. Many of you Bible thumpers, y'all hear the sentiments of God saves his hardest battles for his strongest soldiers. But on the flip side of it, as someone who is spiritual, we signed those soul contracts to take those hardest battles. And we will continue those cycles until we get it right. Until we get it right. So in your next life, you're going to go through the same shit again with the same people all over again. So for many of you who are saying that, I wish I never had that parent, or I wish I never had that sister or that brother, guess what? We're going to do it again with the same people. A soul contract is a life contract. our sole purpose. Our souls live forever for eternity. The body doesn't. Now, will you come into the same body? Some of us will, and some of us will not. Excuse me, that was yucky. I had to burp over here drinking my coffee. But let me jump into this Taurus reading. Y'all know I get long-winded, but nah, I had an interesting life. Let me tell you. Um, when I was younger, I used to say if my dad was there, certain things would not have happened. That is so unfair to say. That is so unfair to say. But all I can say that my dad wasn't there until I got into middle school. And when I got into middle school, he tried his best to get back in my mom's life, and she told him he wasn't ready. And she did not take him back. He came back again when I entered high school. By high school, I'm saying it for my mom before she could say no. I'm like, nah, we don't need no man here. We don't need a man here. And he would say, you don't want me back? Fuck no, go where you been. Like, we good over here. Like, now I felt like he would be coming disturbing the peace. I had a whole system going on, okay? Like, no, you can't come back. And I'm never going to say that he didn't try, because he tried so many times to get back with my mom, and she would never have him back. But when my sisters and I moved out of the house, guess who was creeping? My mother and father. Um, they were creeping. They were creeping, trying to keep it a secret. And they renewed their vows and didn't invite anyone. hmm And didn't invite anyone. One day, I'm with my mom, and I'm like, Mom, let me see that ring. Because I felt like I was my mom's husband. True story. I tried to give my mother the world. I tried to give her the world of the life that if she was with a good man, that I felt like he would have provided for her. And when I tell you my mother took care of house, but I am a feminine tomboy, if you get what I'm saying. So when I tell you that at a young age, I was buying my mother furs, gold, when I was putting rings on her fingers and necklaces around her neck, I did all of those things at a young age. I wanted her to have, and not just have enough to pay the bills. I wanted her to have the luxuries of life as much as I could give to her. And I did those things for her. So I always felt like, well, if she was with a man, maybe he would have bought her a fur coat. But I would grab that fur coat for her. hmm Now, how I got the fur coat, truth be told, you know how the crackheads from the neighborhood, when they go and steal some shit, and you meet up with one, and they got a fur coat, and you be like, let me get that for the low low. That's how. Yeah, I knew some crackheads. I knew some good crackheads, the kind that took the expensive shit. Mm. So I was also that girl that wasn't like the other girls. The girls from my neighborhood, they always wanted the drug dealers. They always wanted the dudes with the cars, with the nice chains on. That never interests me. I didn't want those guys. I wanted my own car. I wanted to wear my own necklace. I wasn't that bum bitch that just sat around, like LL said, sitting at the bus stop sucking on a lollipop. Mm-mm. I needed to be going somewhere. I needed to have something. I wanted to eat. And I knew how hard it was for my mother to take care of three girls. And then as a teenager, here I am bringing another mouth to feed in the home. Nah, I did what I was supposed to do as a daughter. And if my mother would have had a son, I did that. I did the helping game. Some men will go and sit on the next nigga lap and the next person lap, right? My mom didn't do that. And for that, I respected her. And for that is why I tried to give her the world. even though she didn't need me to give her the world, because anything that I would bring in the home, she would say, don't bring that shit here. I don't want it. And then it would be in her closet after she cursed me out. And then I had to show her, Ma, I got it from that crackhead right there. Oh, I know her. Well, I did get some things from her myself. True story. So she kept my purse. But my gold I bought from the jewelry store, her jeweler. You know what I mean? But now I made sure my mom was good. And my dad, when he came back, when I found out they were sneaking around, I told him, there's nothing you can do for her except for laying in bed, because I do everything that you should have been doing. While you was making them extra babies, I was helping my mom to lay the foundation. And that's what I did. That's what I did. And then he made up for it with his grandchildren, and he loved them tremendously, and he gave them the world as much as he could, because a lot of people feel like it's about money, right? Everybody be harping about child support, which that is a necessity. But sometimes spending time, conversations is all a person has to give. And my dad was that person that can teach my sons about being men. A lot of women, we feel like we can teach our sons to be men, and a lot of women can. But then there are some boys who are different, who really needs that firm hand. And they're not going to take that firm hand from a woman. It makes them not respect women. But my dad came in when my boys were young, for them to be able to say, my granddad was here. And so he gave them everything that I wish I could have had from him. But I enjoy seeing the love he gave to them and my daughters. And my daughters. I remember when he bought my youngest one a dollhouse. It was so tall. Shit, I wish that was my damn dollhouse. I'm just saying. But well, it wasn't the youngest one. It was my oldest one. He bought her one first, and that dollhouse was taller than her when she was in elementary. And then the baby one, he bought a dollhouse too. Um, but he tried. He tried. He just like getting money other ways instead of working. Even though he had a college degree and the smartest guy in the world, he would build computers from scratch and sell them at the flea markets and everything. My dad built computers and sold them on the side. But my dad did some other shit. Yeah. But I have sisters and brothers that do not belong to my mom, that do belong to my dad. And by women that he committed bigamy with. By women who actually really thought that they were married to him. True story. But my father was a bigamist. He was a Rolling Stone. Yeah. Let us get to this Taurus reading. I gotta cleanse this space again. And me get my daddy energy out of here. And my mama's. Nah, but I love my dad. I love my dad truly, his flaws and all. Because you can't love a person without loving their flaws and all. But let us get to this Taurus reading. I hope everyone is doing well. Let's get to this Taurus reading. And, you know, I have to say this. Listen, a lot of y'all, I am me. A lot of y'all hoes be up here listening to my shit, and then y'all be doing that AI shit and putting my stories inside of your AI. Bitch, these are my family stories, and I promise you I know how to get you. You got to stop, because you're going to bring me into a person that I don't want to be, and I'm going to start putting hoochie coochie all over y'all. And that's so true. Every 5 minutes when I do a story here, and if I'm speaking about my life, y'all putting that shit on AI like it's your story. Like, stop. Because I'm going to do some things that y'all bitches going to regret. I'm not going to regret them. I never do anything that I would ever have to pay for karma with, and I don't have any karma to pay. I promise everybody that. And I don't have any karma to pay because I refuse to leave this realm and not be able to make it to be able to be with my mama, my dad, my sister, my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles. I refuse to do anything that's going to jeopardize me from partaking in the next lifetime. But in this one, I know how to do some things that will not get my soul in trouble. This is a world of copycats. This is a world of people not being authentic with their selves. And it's nasty, it's disgusting when no one is authentic. And I'm sending out this one and final warning. Stop. Because damn it, I'm changing. I'm changing. I'm telling you. I'm changing. I promise you. I promise. Let's get to this Taurus reading. I hope everyone is doing well. You know, I usually start off with my spiritual news, but we're not going to do that this time. We're not starting off with the spiritual news. We're going to start off with believe in your magic. But this is a reading for Taurus. If you are a male, and if the reading is for a male, I will say so. If you are a female and the reading is for a female, I will say so. But if I say nothing, understand that we all have masculine just as well as feminine energies. True story. Listen. All right, Taurus. I always ring this bell before I do any reading. And that bell, it went straight, doing very well. Then it veered off to the right. Veering off to the right is not a problem at all. That means that you're going in the direction that you want to go in. But then it veered back off to the left after it bounced from the right and went to the left. And that shows me that you are looking back at a situation or something, thinking about the past, or maybe thinking about letting a past situation back in. We'll find out when we go with these cards. But me personally, this is just me. Everyone is different. I don't look back. I just know how to move forward. I don't go back. I don't go back at all. I don't go back at all. But everybody is different. We are not the same. If we were all the same, this world would not go around. Let me tell you. So it's good to be different. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Taurus. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear. Thank you. Spirit guides, what message do you have for Taurus? That bell went straight. Then it went to the right. Went to the left. Okay. 3 more cards for Taurus, male or female. I was going to shove these cards back in. I'm so glad that I did not, because I see some numbers that I really like in this reading. And I'm so glad that I didn't push them back in, because 2 of these numbers is my favorite number, to be honest with you. And, you know, we'll just wait till we get to it, because I'm jumping all the way ahead of you. There is a Taurus here that Spirit wants you to work on your confidence. This is the number 23. This card is confidence. And if you have been working on that, that's great. However, if you're not like yourself, because we all know that Taurus people are strong-minded individuals. We know that they are very confident. We know that when they think about doing something, they do it, they get it done. They are full steam ahead. But there is a Taurus here that the universe is saying that they want you to work on your confidence, but it comes with time and practice. For a Taurus, I would hate to say that to anyone because we learn confidence really from Taurus because they are strong. They are the bull. And when they set their minds to something, they get it done. When they set their minds on having, they have. But the number 23 has been called the master number for a good reason. It has a very powerful number that can respect both positive and negative aspects of our lives. You understand what I'm saying? It's both negative and it's also positive. You know, the number 23 symbolizes hope and faith, just as well as new beginnings. It's a reminder that no matter how bad things may seem, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. On the negative side of this number 23, on the negative side, which I really don't like going down this road, especially with a Taurus, with a Capricorn, with a Scorpio, with an Aries, the rest of you, that confidence thing, it fits with most of you, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I have to be truth here, but those signs that I called out is shocking. It's shocking. But on the negative side of the number 23, it can represent fear. And Taurus, they usually never fear things, situations, or people. It represents insecurity. It also represents doubt. I know Taurus stand in their strength, but this is different for me to go down this road because this could be a sign that you are not living your best life and you need to make some changes. Either way, the number 23 is definitely worth paying attention to. Some people believe that it is a sacred and a good omen. It's a great number with mystical powers. Others believe that it is a lucky number that can bring good fortune as well. So pay attention to your strength. You know, we are who we are supposed to be. You know, some people say, I wish I was this sign. I wish I was that sign. No, you were born exactly where you were supposed to be under that sign because you have those traits. That's where you were meant to be. And many of us have all the zodiac signs within us. Some of us may have 7 or 8 of them. True story. But there are a few zodiac signs that have all the zodiac signs within them. This is new for Taurus. Whatever is going on, Spirit says, snap out of it. We have the number 38. We have villain. Oh, I get it. Somebody sees you as the villain within the situation, but you can always rewrite your story, Taurus. You know, when I jumped on earlier, I spoke about how I really don't care what people think and what names they call me or whatever the case may be, because a person has a right to their own opinion of how they view the next person. But I'm just one of those people that you got to leave that shit over there. Leave it over there. Don't bring it over here. If you think that I am a bitch, go ahead. It's okay to think that, to feel that way. But please just don't bring it over here to me, towards me. Don't bring it in my energy, right? I'm not going to try to change your mind to make you see me differently, right? I don't ever want to do that. I don't want you to like me. I don't want you to love me if that's not how you feel. I like authentic people. If you love me, you love me. If you hate me, you hate me. And that's fine. But there's someone who sees you as the villain. And this hurts you, Taurus. It does. I'm not going to lie. It hurts you because whomever this person is, you do care about them. So that's why it hurts you. They see you as the villain. You're like, I'm not a villain. I hate that you see me in this light. You know, the number 38 is an ascended number. It's an ascended master number. And this means your angels are supporting you. So trust your inner voice as you move toward your goals. When this number comes out, if this is in regards to love and relationships, bring some fun into your romantic life. For twin flames, this can signify codependency issues that need to be resolved, and for a more focused and independent connection. For my Bible thumpers, did you think I was going to leave you out? The number 38 symbolizes a period of sickness, trials, tribulations. This ends in revelation and also in healing. This can also mean, let me just say, moving forward, of a period of struggle. Many people are struggling at this present time, but Taurus, if this is you, Spirit is saying that you're going to be moving out of this struggle to a place of new beginnings. Something like, how do I say this for my Bible thumpers, right? Because I'm trying to do my best for y'all believers. But it's like the Israelites, 38 years of wandering before entering the promised land. That's what it feels like. It feels like the struggle has been taking too long. Spirit is saying it's coming to a close, so struggle no more. If this has to do with someone, their career, their finances, 38 strongly is tied to professional success, monetary gain. So your angels are telling you that now is the time to trust your skills and stay focused as prosperity is following you into your life, is following you. You know, when something follows you, sometimes you turn around and you look to see what's there. Stand still and let it hit you. I'm telling you, stand still and let it hit you. Whatever is following you, stand still and let it touch you. Stop running from it. Because sometimes people are afraid of success. They are afraid to move forward because you've been in that stagnant state and you become comfortable with it. We have the number 2. This is on whomever side that you're dealing with, dealt with. Evil queen, the number 2. Evil queen. You deserve sugar, not salt. Now, there's someone, as we said, that see you as a villain. This hurts you because of who they are. But whomever this person is that's misjudging you, they are evil because they've lied on you. They've lied on you. So Spirit is saying you deserve more than that. Remember when I told you that the bell was going straight and made a right and then it made a left? It's because of who this person is why you're looking back like, damn. But you deserve sugar, not shit. The card says you deserve sugar, not salt. I had to throw in the shit word, okay? Listen, that's just me. You deserve sugar and not shit. This person is evil because it's like they're trying to make another person or many people believe what they have said about you. Excuse me. Yeah, I know on my side the camera freezes. On your side it stays the same. And I gotta play this game of trying to get the puzzle in the little hole. I feel like a little kid, you know, when we trying to make them sit still on the floor and you give them that block and they got to try to fit the little thing in the piece. That's what I'm doing over here. But the number 2 is a powerful number, and I go over this number all the time. This number means inner peace, positive energy, finding your divine purpose, Taurus. Angel number 2 represents cooperation and balance within self. So have faith, never give up, no matter how difficult things may be or this person has been. It's never fun when somebody lies on you. It's never fun. Let me say this. If somebody really knows you, you don't need to go out there to try to defend the situation. Let it ride the way that it's going to ride out. Because if people truly know you, they will never question you. They'll question the person that's saying these things or has done these things, right? And they will look like the villain, because for some people that do know you, they see this person as the villain already. We have the number 17, which is flower. The number 17 is flower. Be honest with yourself. You care about this person. You cared about this person. You still have some feelings, right? Friends, family, whomever this person is, right? You care about them. But is it worth it giving them chance after chance after chance after chance? Because I feel like for someone, this is not the first time that this person has done this, said this. It's the same shit on a different day. But the number 17, if this is about love when it comes to relationships, and I've gone over this number many times in this reading, that you are someone who needs to work on your inner love and tranquility to find what you're looking for out of a relationship, out of life. Never look for love in another person, because you'll never find it within another. A lot of people make that mistake. They say, this person makes me happy. You don't make yourself happy? Because I couldn't date, I couldn't be with anyone if I didn't love myself truly. That's a true story. I couldn't. When my husband and I were talking, and we were talking about, you know, moving forward within the dynamic of us, I was like, I do not want to give you all of me. I need to save some of me for me. You can't have all of me. And he said, well, then I don't want you. And I was like, ooh, ego like a bitch. I'm like, he crushed my ego. And I was like, listen, let me explain. I need to save some of me for me, and you can have the rest. He was like, I don't want you. And I was like, whoop. It took me 1.5 seconds to understand what he was saying. And he said it. He said, if you don't give me all of you, I don't want any of you. And I was like, damn, he's right. He's right. And I had to learn to let go, because the ego wants you to hold on. The ego wants you to stay in control. But the ego will fuck you up and make you lose a good thing. Let me tell you. This flower, be honest with yourself. With whomever this person is who pretends to call you the villain, to try to make another person think you're the villain when they are actually the villain. This is flower, the number 17. Be honest with yourself. Spirit wants you to love thyself, nurture thyself. And don't look to change anyone. Don't even look to change yourself for another person at all, just to make them comfortable. What makes you comfortable? What makes you comfortable, Taurus? You know, because that's what a lot of people don't understand. If you're not comfortable, how can you be in a situation, in a relationship? How can you deal with anyone when you don't feel whole within yourself? I'm talking about family, friends, co-workers. You can't be who you are authentically when you're not being who you are authentically. There's someone who is disturbing the peace, and it's not fair. It's not fair at all. There's someone in your life that's disturbing the peace, and they have been disturbing the peace. True story. Oh my goodness, this is a true story. We have the sundress. The beauty of the sundress, do it for you. Let me just say, do it for you. Anything you do, do it for you. It is you first. True story, it's you first. If it's not you first, you can't give to anyone else. If you don't love you and all of you, you can't give to anyone else. However, I didn't want to give in everything to anyone else because I had my life in control. The way I loved, the way I cared, the way I shared. Now I was stepping out of alignment with myself to give a person all of me. True story. I was stepping out of alignment with myself until I lined up to know that I can still stand in my strength, still give all of me to my husband, and still be all of me for me. Loving thyself. I didn't give up my power, but I did give him a part of my soul. The number 41 is the sundress, and the sundress says, do it for you. Do it for you. Do it for you. Do it for you. And I like how she's standing, looking at the sky. Many of us go outside and we soak up all that energy from the sun, right? We soak up that energy from that moonlight. Many of us charge and fuel ourselves. We do. But this sundress is the number 41. And to utilize this energy of this number, it's advised to remain positive, stay focused on your goals, and take practical steps and trust the guidance of your angels. 41 is a message from your angels that your thoughts and intentions are manifesting your reality. So please maintain a positive mindset as you are in a very powerful and creative period where your inner world is meeting your outer world. And I know you're probably like, what the fuck does she mean? You're building your outer reality. Everything that you've thought of in the mind, you're bringing it into the earthly existence in this realm. So pay close attention to the number 4, as I always tell you guys, because the number 4 is about making wishes. The number 4 resonates with practically things such as stability, hard work, and building a solid foundation for self. So you have that make a wish because this is the number 41 and it starts with the number 4. I don't care if the number 4 was in back of this number 1 and it was the number 14. You got the number 4, so you make a wish. It is simply a reminder to be diligent and organized to achieve your goals. The number 1 symbolizes new beginnings, creation, and taking the initiative. It encourages you to take your confident actions and to pursue your aspirations. The blend of these numbers means that you have this inspired vision combined with a practical application of bringing it to fruition. You know, the number 4 can build a stable and fulfilling new reality for yourself once you make a wish. And I always tell people, don't make your wish right here. It ain't my business. It's nobody else's business. And you don't want the energy of me in your wish or anybody else that's in this reading. Make your wish in the privacy of where you are so that you can really think about what you want. True story. Think about what you want. Uh-huh. Ooh, let me tell you. We have gray. We have gray. Endings are inevitable. So there is something that's ending that must end, right? Because endings are inevitable. There is something that is ending and is supposed to end. A lot of people, they get a little scared. They get a little nervous when something has to come to an end. But things have to come to an end in order for something new to begin. You must not fear change. You must not fear change at all. Listen, I understand that after every ending, life is going to begin again for me. True story. But in the spiritual context, it symbolizes the number 37, divine and wholeness of self. This number represents a spiritual awakening and inner wisdom. Something has to come to an end. For someone, something may have already come to an end, but something has to come to an end. Maybe a way of thinking, a way of doing, a way of being, but something here most definitely is coming to an end. We have castle. It's time for healing, not war. It's time for healing. This is the number 30. It's time for healing, not war. Now, it feels like somebody wants to go to war with you, Taurus. Somebody definitely wants to go to war with you. And it's so not necessary to go to war with this person. Because do you know sometimes people like to start arguments so that they can have access to you, so that you can respond? True story. Some people just love to make shit up just so that they can have access to you. True story. You know, I told you guys about about the story about my son, how he and his girlfriend had gotten into a disagreement, an argument, and he brought me into it. And when he brought me in, I did not want to get involved, but I did him a favor. I called the police. I was a cop caller. I called the police. I was like, I'm not handling this situation. Since he called me and said all these things, I am going to go over, but me and the police, we're going to get there at the same time. And I said, I'm going to let the police handle it. And he looked at me like I hurt him so badly. No, I was in the privacy of my home, minding my business, watching TV and relaxing. You hurt my feelings by calling me, getting me in your adult ass business. You're 30 plus years old and you're having a disagreement with a chick that you asked her to move in with you. Now you don't want to be with her. You want her to move out. No, bitch, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Mm-mm. So I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to let the police tell you that. It's time for healing, not war. Sometimes people want to go to war with you for shit that they did, for a situation or a circumstance that they brought you into. Listen, this number 30 is a representation of this number 41, the number 4 that make a wish. You have a supreme power, Taurus. And you have this fairy godmother, which gave you this number 4 that make a wish. And the fairy godmother grants us a wish. But the number 30 is represented by the fairy godmother. This is support. You have so much support around you in other realms. And your angels are saying, seek help from them. When you feel confused or not sure which way to go, ask for their guidance. And they're going to come in at the appropriate time, no matter where you are. And they're going to bring you the help that you need, that you desire. They are there to direct you, to make the right decisions for you. Listen, you really have to go by your perception and by the instructions of this supreme power. I tell y'all all the time that we all hold a power. So while you're trying to accomplish your goals in life, the moment you start seeing this number, 30, is going to be very important. Because, listen, you can see 30, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole of seeing it on a microwave, whatever. You're going to start seeing this number 30, but you just know that that's the moment that your angels are letting you know, I got you. The doors are open. How are we going to do this? How do you want to do this? As soon as you start seeing this number, they are going to be trying to capture your attention, and you are already receiving blessings right now. But to keep these blessings flowing as they just gave you this wish, you need to have a thankful demeanor. Some people, when they start receiving things, even if it's something small, they forget to say thank you because it comes from somewhere. That means somebody has their eye on you in another realm. I don't care if you find a penny, you say thank you. We know how the saying goes, if you see a penny, pick it up. All day long, you'll have good luck. Excuse me. It's true. Anything, no matter how small, pick it up. When you see that penny, make a wish on that as well. But there is some support around you. But Spirit wants you to have that thankful demeanor. Now, here we go. These two are my favorite numbers. The number 43 is my favorite number. Let me tell you, flip it and reverse it. It's the number 34. But voyage. You may be going on a trip, or you may already be on a trip, but you already have all the answers that you need. You do. You really do have all the answers that you need. A lot of times people come to Tarot and they think that they're seeking answers, but you are seeking actually confirmation to what you already know. And I know a lot of you may get mad at me, to the other Tarot readers that watch me. You may be like, bitch, you're going to make me lose out on my money. See, if you didn't play with people, I wouldn't even be saying these things, but I can't stand when people play with people. A lot of times people come to Tarot for answers that they already have. And you look for validation, for someone to tell you that you are on the right track with your choices and your decisions. See, I ain't gonna lose no money. I'm a psychic and I'm a medium. So there's a Taurus here who does have the answers. Spirit wants you to tap into self, trust yourself, trust them, call on your spiritual team, because you're good. You're good. No matter who this villain is who's trying to make people think that you are something that you're not, my stuff start happening in the water for them. Let me tell you, this number 34 is very powerful. I told you it's one of my favorite numbers. When you flip it and reverse it, and it's the number 43. But guess what? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Here's another wish. And it fell right up under the number 41, one wish, the number 34, two wishes. That's powerful. That's powerful energy. But your angels are encouraging you to maintain your creativity, to maintain your determination, to maintain your hard work, as it will soon lead to stability and success. The number 3 resonates with self-expression, creativity, optimism, joy, and growth. Understand that. The number 4 relates to hard work, stability, and practicality. See, what a lot of you don't know who are cross-watching for the sign of Taurus, they are very practical. They are practical. Because Taurus, they like to have. Since childhood, they have always wanted to have their own. See, you thought I was going to say something different. This sign, many of them have always wanted to have their own and didn't mind getting their hands dirty or doing what they had to do to have their own. But they're practical. So if there's anyone who's dating a Taurus and you're like, damn, they got some shit, you're not getting that shit. They'll share that shit, but you're not taking their shit because they work hard. They want to keep the roof over their head. They want to keep the refrigerator full. And you may look at them and be like, oh, they dress nice. They must be rich. But they're practical. Remember that. That means while you're over there spending $1,000 for a bag, they're going to take and spend $200 to $300 for a bag if they really like it. But they got money in the bank and you done wasted your $1,000. And then when you buy that $1,000 bag and now you got to come to them and be like, can I borrow a couple of dollars? Toby's going to be like, wait a minute. Remember when we went shopping together and I got my bag and it was $200 to $300 and you felt like you needed to pay $8,000? Now I need to keep my money in the bank because I need my bills paid. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to teach you the mind of a Taurus. They are practical. No matter what they put on, they may put on a $10 pair of jeans, and those jeans are going to look like they are that $1,000 that you just paid for that pocketbook. They're going to make it look good, and they're going to make it do what it do because they're practical. You know what they care about? The home. The home. To be able to house a family member, if someone was in need, that they can provide a roof over that person's head because they're always going to be good. They can provide the cookout area. They could provide the party area. They could provide safety, the fun, and all of that. They're practical. The number 43, spaceship. Here's another number 4. Remember this, guys. So Taurus, you have 3 number 4s on the board. That's 3 wishes. Don't be afraid to sing. A lot of people don't know that Taurus is ruled by that throat, and many of them can sing. Many of them have a very beautiful voice. So Spirit is saying, don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to shout. Don't be afraid to honor thyself. You know, some people be like, you cocky, right? I have been told that. I have been told, you're stuck up. That's self-love. That means I don't care how you see me. I don't care what you feel about me. You can't ever dampen, diminish the way that I feel about me. Don't be afraid to sing. Spirit wants you to yell and shout. I'm never afraid. I don't care if I'm with one of my relatives and they think that they look better than me. You heard me say. They think that they look better than me. See, one thing I don't do, I don't compare myself to my family, to a stranger, to anyone, because I know that I'm uniquely made. And I know the way that I see myself. I know the way that I see myself. So Spirit is telling you, don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to be who you are, because your confidence, remember at the beginning of the reading with the number 23, Spirit is saying it comes with time and practice. But see, what I know about the Taurus, there's no need for practice because you are who you are and you are the bull for a reason. So honor who you are. Don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. If this person keeps trying to lie and tell people that you are the villain, the hell with them. People are going to see them for their malicious ways, their evil intent. Guess what? We can't make this up. This is the number 14. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 witches on the board. 4. And I love this. This is the number 14. The number 14 for my Taurus people is the throne. It's the throne. So if y'all came here today for me to bash a Taurus, you wrong. This throne, Spirit is saying, you don't need anybody to weave your throne, to make it, to build it. Weave your throne. That's your crown. That's where you sit, and put it back on your head. And put it back on your head. Isn't that something? Listen, we can't make this up. We started off with confidence, and Spirit is telling me that there's a Taurus here that I'm not used to feeling this way, that your confidence has slightly diminished, right? But we end the reading with your throne. Take your position. Sit back on your throne. You don't need anyone to buy you a crown. You can make your own if need be. And do it in front of all these haters. These bitter bitches. Male or female, because no disrespect to my men. Some of y'all could be bitter bitches too. Yeah. My son was a bitter bitch because I called the police. He got mad because I called the police. Like, that's a bitter bitch. Like, you called me. You invited me into your situation. The way I handle it, that's going to be the way I handle it. He thought I was going to come up in here, pick this little girl up and be like, get out my son's house. No. Now we'll end the reading with spiritual news. We'll end the reading with spiritual news. We'll see what the universe has. And I know, listen, I get so many messages in my inbox. A part of me is like, I don't even want to look. Then the other part of me is like, go ahead and look and see what someone has to say. And then the last time I made that comment, I'm telling you in advance, you do not have to write me and tell me that men are bitches, are not bitches. Let me tell you, when you write me to tell me that men are not bitches, you are telling me that you are a bitch. I promise you, that's how I feel. You don't have to acknowledge anything that I say up here. If the reading is for you, then it's for you. If the reading is not for you, then it's not for you. You do not have to convince me that you're not a bitch. But when you write me an inbox telling me that men are not bitches and it's disrespectful, then you are who I'm talking about, bitch. You understand what I'm saying? That's just me. I am a spiritual woman, but people think when a person is spiritual, they are not who they are, and they're supposed to be on some kumbaya moment every single day, and that's not who I am. I am me. Authentically, I am who I am. And I know some men who are bitches with children that are married, and they are still bitches. I do. I have a couple of uncles that are bitches. I do. Yeah, I got a couple of cousins that are bitches. Let me tell you. Males. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for whomever needs to hear it. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear. Thank you. And it's just my observation. Somebody may see them differently, but it's just my observation, my perception. I remember my husband said to me one time, I would never be your bitch. I was like, I don't want you to. I don't want you to. Because guess what? I wouldn't want you. Then some days, I'll be like, I wish he was, so he'll shut the fuck up. And he's watching. I wish he was, so he'll shut the fuck up. But I know I can't tell him to shut the fuck up because he won't shut the fuck up. Breaking news. Breaking news. Spirit says, whatever it is, let it go. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be free of worry. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve all things that serves your highest good. And that's the truth. That's what this reading was. You deserve it all. Something has to come to an end in order for something new to begin. And something new may be beginning right now. In other news, miracles really do happen. Expect sudden growth. We spoke about that. And positive movement. We spoke about that in all areas of your life. These miracles will bring you much joy and happiness. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 miracles already. So you got 4 wishes right now. That's unexpected. I didn't expect that, you know? And I just want to ask one of y'all want to give me one of these wishes, you know, Taurus? You want to share? You want to share? Nah, you don't have to. I got so many wishes in my pocket. Oh my goodness. I got so many wishes in my pocket because I don't use them all. I promise. I don't. Anytime I get a wish, I do not use them all. I save them for when I really need them. True story. I'm always asking for something for someone else. True story. Thank you so much. I'm always asking for something for someone else. And I need my wishes with the work that I do. Listen, when I want to amplify something, I got to say to my deities, using one of these wishes for this person. If I feel like somebody is deserving, I do. True story. But, whew, I always tell people, I lived. I promise you, I lived. So I got a pocket full of wishes. I got a pocket full of wishes. That's why I would never use my wishes in a day. You got 4 wishes, Taurus. That doesn't mean if you want, I'm not telling anybody what to do, but if you want to make 4 wishes tonight, go ahead. But me, I like to think back on what's necessary, what I really need, what I want, what I desire. I promise. I take my time with my wishes. That's why I got so many in my pocket. Every time I see a number 4, whether it be on my own phone, if I'm in the car, looking at an exit sign, if I'm in a car looking on somebody's license plate, I'm grabbing that number 4. I'm like, in the pocket, you know, that invisible pocket, that creative mind. I'm just stacking them all up. I'm stacking them all up, and I use them one by one. I use them one by one. True story. One by one. But this was a beautiful reading for the sign of Taurus. I will be doing Scorpio next. I will be doing Scorpio next tonight. It is 8:35 p.m. my time. I will be back at 9 p.m. to do Scorpio because I have had to take a back seat. I had to get so many orders out, and any order that I do is handmade. And I'm not going to lie, I get help in the background with my orders. My daughter's hands are on it. My husband's hands are on it. I get help. The other day, I was so bombarded, I would not have been able to get these things done without them. True story. I would not have. And I looked at them, the time that we spent getting all these orders together, it was from sunup to sundown. And I was like, damn. And guess what I did? I'm 52. I sat on the floor in the living room, and he was like, you sure you don't want a pillow? The floor is wooden. I'm like, I don't need no pillow. And when I got up, my ass was hurting. And I was like, he was like, why did you do that? My daughter was like, why did you sit on the floor like that? I was like, I was trying to be young. I was trying to act like I didn't need that pillow, but my booty bone, the bones in your, oh, I was hurting. And then I took a bath that night. Oh, the best bath ever. Got in the bed and I laid sideways. I was like, damn, that hurt. But yeah, I sat on the floor from sunup to sundown. And when I got up to use the bathroom, right, I had to get up in my breakdancing way. Right? That elbow on the couch, you know? And then when I got on the floor, I got back on the floor again because I didn't want to punk out. You know, I wanted to finish the day out no matter how I was hurting. That's that ego. That's that ego, let me tell you. But I got all the orders together, and I would not have been able to do it. Everything that I do is handmade. I got to do it. I know you guys, you go on my website and you'll see that I do different things and I don't have anything listed. Everything is about what a person needs are. Sometimes a person may think they need something and don't. True story. So I'm not one of those people that's going to sit there and say, well, you need to get this and you need to get that. You got to watch out for those people. That ain't me. That ain't me. So I don't have anything listed. I don't. But if there's a need, whatever we're dealing with at that time, whatever you're going through, we're going to fix it quickly. We're going to fix it quickly. We're going to make it happen quickly. I promise you, we're going to make it happen quickly. But I'm back up again and Adam. Oh, I went through a whole video tonight and nobody didn't try to have me blocked, you know? When y'all do that, I told you, y'all be trying to put me in TikTok jail. All you do is give me a vacation for a couple of days. And guys, let me tell you, I was in recovery. I was going through my caramel frappe withdrawals. I was doing well. I got to day 5 and I got another caramel frappe. I almost made it to 7 days. Then I had to get them again. Today I didn't have one and I'm back at day number 1. My husband was like, you got to start over. I'm like, why? Why can't we make this day 6? He was like, because you had them for 3 days in a row. I was like, well, I did 5 days. And he was like, yeah, but 3 days, you drink them again. And I'm like, I don't want to start over. I don't like going backwards. He'd be like, nah, day 1. So I'm back at day 1. I'm going through recovery again, all over again. So don't pray for me. Don't pray for me. Nobody. I don't need anybody to pray for me. You know how sometimes everybody, even my religious people, y'all better be careful who you get to pray for you. People be like, pray my strength in the Lord. I'm like, ooh, bitch, don't pray for me. God knows some of y'all demonic as hell. Speak that Jesus all day long. Don't pray for me. Don't pray. I'll be telling my family, don't pray for me. Don't send me no prayers. I know you. Nah, don't send me no prayers. I got me. I got me. Don't pray for me. Yes, people be like, yo, I'm going to ask the Lord to cover you. No, don't ask the Lord nothing for me. We don't know each other, Lords. Don't do that. I'm good over here. Let me tell you. But I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. I will be back at 9 o'clock. It's 8:40 to do the Scorpio reading. I got to knock these out the box. I got to get them posted. Thank you so much for your time. Dawn, thank you so much in the background. Thank you. To my daughter, thank you. My husband, thank you. Everybody, thank you. I promise you. The gifts, I saw some of them. If I missed them, my apologies, my sincerest apologies, because I do have my husband, I have Dawn, I have my daughter in the background. And if I didn't say thank you for the new followers, thank you. Listen, y'all made my platform grow. I couldn't do it without you. Those of you who follow me here, follow me on YouTube. Y'all just made my numbers go up. I'm at 26,000. Let me tell you, I am grateful. I know a lot of people have problems with me putting my people in the tarot community and the spiritual community, celebrating who we are, the struggles we endured, and as we are currently enduring in this climate. A lot of people have made videos about me, and I'm not going to stop. I'm just here to tell you, I'm not going to stop. This has been my life. I have done this forever. So you can complain, make your videos, and I'm still going to be me. Tomorrow, I will not be doing a tarot reading, but I'm going to go over the history of who I am tomorrow. I contacted this gentleman up here on social media who, everybody, let me tell y'all, even to the people who are not this and that follow me, if I don't speak the truth, then who am I? Black culture is a motherfucker, isn't it? Right? Black culture is everything. I don't know what race who has ever started culture. We have always been the beginning. We have always been the beginning, and we will be the end. But we all know that there's no such thing as an end. So we will always be the truth and the light. We are a people who don't know how to recognize our enemies. We have always been that people, always loving, always forgiving, always welcoming. So there was a gentleman that I had wrote in January asking him not to put out a story about my family. First and foremost, the medical documents were stolen. Those medical documents were not supposed to be released for another 20 years, but they were stolen. But sometimes when things are stolen, they're not actually stolen. They're given for a person to release them. Look at the climate we're in. And then people have been going to my family cemetery, making videos. You know, cemeteries are sacred places, especially when they're not community cemeteries. They are private family cemeteries. People are stepping on graves. Do you know some families, we don't walk on a grave. We may jump over, step across. Some people don't even step across them. We respect. Nobody knows how one family treats their sacred land over another family. Everybody does things differently. So tomorrow, I will be discussing this gentleman who we have allowed in once again. And I have reposted this guy, not because I fuck with him the long way. I posted him because so many of you guys say that I'm racist. So I reposted him because he'd be like, hi, racist. So he's talking to his own people. But guess what, guys? My people, you are letting this man make money and benefiting off of our stories. Telling our stories, but not telling our stories. Because when he told my family story, he didn't do his homework properly. And everyone who has made a video about my family, you have not done your homework properly. Because things are linked together. You didn't do it properly. Isn't it something when strangers like to tell your family stories, you have to allow somebody in the family to tell their own story, and not even I have shared it. Let me explain why. Because there are some elders in my family who are still here, whether they be in their 70s, 80s, 90s, and yes, I do have elders in their 100s. I even took you guys and did a live video with you seeing my great aunt, 100 plus years old. The crazy thing about social media is everybody is looking for a payday, but you're looking for a payday the wrong way, but you're looking for a payday from a family of root workers, a family of healers, which if you would have did your homework the right way, the way you ran your story, but we know everybody doesn't have common sense, you would have been afraid to. However, I have reposted his stories. But I reposted his stories because every time one of his own said that I was racist in the tarot community, in the spiritual community, I reposted their own, calling their own people racist while he's regurgitating our stories. And everybody says, thank you for sharing our story. Isn't it sad when our people lack knowledge? Isn't that sad when we lack knowledge and we allow somebody to tell our story when we should always tell our own story? But we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. When I tell you who I am, I mean who I am. But I don't discuss it because it's not necessary. Even the picture that they have circulating. Do you know how many people got the same damn name in my family? My grandfather, let me explain something. Let me just say my grandfather. Do you know how many of his sisters and brothers named their kids after my grandfather? Do you know how many cousins that have my grandfather's name? That's what we do in families, especially when it's a respectable family member. When it's a respectable family member, there's about 10 of them with the same damn name. Off one person who is a high-ranking person that is honest, true. There are so many people who got the same name as my grandfather, named after my grandfather, whether it be his own son, to his own nephews, even his nieces carry my grandfather's name. True story. They go on my family's page and they take a picture. You put the wrong fucking picture. And my family has been on the internet trying to have this particular picture removed because you took it off our family page, which our elder is older, didn't know how to block her page. So you go in there and you take a picture, but you didn't even look at the picture to see the dates of our DNA being released to the person that you have. Because everybody is all about running with a story. And we'll tell our own fucking story. You didn't even know how to link the stories. You didn't even know that if you would have told it correctly, you would have been sitting on a gold mine. Because we haven't allowed the whole story to be told. Nor would I ever tell the whole story without getting express permission from my elders who are still here. But you didn't even know how to link it together. You had 3 stories in one. But being that you're this shows that you still don't respect this. While everybody is like, thank you for sharing the information. That's what y'all be doing. I'll be reading them comments. Thank you for sharing the information. And you saying it to this. What information? Because you shouldn't run a story now unless you have all the information. You should not run a story without all the information. You didn't even write who brother was who. You didn't write who child was who. You didn't do none of that. Because you ran with a story that someone has already reposted. And you did not do your homework as somebody that's sitting up here pretending to be a reporter, how you're schooling your community. That's what you are doing. And all of my people, and I'll express to you tomorrow why I call y'all my people. Y'all sitting up here saying, thank you. Thank you for sharing this information. Thank you for telling our stories. How foolish. When freedom still doesn't exist and you're still giving someone power over your culture. You're giving power still back to your oppressors. You're still throwing your power away. When all I do is sit up here and try to show you how to connect to your power. And you're still throwing it out the window. Isn't it funny how so many people all of a sudden want to come and speak for us and want to act like they about that life, that they're down with us? Because there's a shift happening. And many of us, you don't recognize the shift. And people think that if they jump on the bandwagon fast enough, that they'll be saved. On my YouTube page, I had so many people up there, others that be like, I'm not my ancestors. I am not my ancestors. That's what they have written to me recently, right? I am my ancestors. If you write me to tell me that you're not your ancestors, you're in the wrong place. Because I am my ancestors. I am always going to speak for my ancestors. And after me, damn it, one of my kids better continue to speak for their ancestors. And they better speak about me, and then my grands better speak about me and their ancestors. And that's how we continue the soul's journey. I've been written to. Why are you posting all this and that? Well, I can't tell you the life about Michael Jackson. I can't post about Michael when everybody was sitting up against Michael, saying that he did so many malicious things to these children, when many of you don't even know how to tap in and never land. He was telling you, never will a child have to be hurt here. They're safe here. That's all he was trying to say. Without saying the names of the powers to be. And all the kids who parents accused him for a payday, all of those kids, Macaulay Culkin, as a grown man, has come out and said, this man has never done nothing to me. I'm just saying. It was called Netherland for a reason. Neverland for a reason. It had two names. That means never, ever will a child have to be afraid here, to be scared here, to be touched here. Now these stars aren't sounding so crazy. But many of you think that if you tell a person of color story and you're the other race, that makes you feel like, oh, I'm down with y'all because I'm telling your story. But then you turn around and write to me and tell me that I'm not my ancestors. That means you don't know who you are. Because I am my ancestors. I could do none of this without my ancestors. I am. But we'll talk about it tomorrow. Taurus, thank you. Dawn, thank you. Thank you so much to everybody that has been following me. Thank you. I'm truly grateful for those of you who are new and following me. Thank you. I am truly grateful. Welcome. Welcome back. But I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. I send to you nothing but love and light. Somebody said, you sure you want to go down this rabbit hole? You sure you want to speak about certain things because you will lose viewers, you will lose customers? Know what I said? I don't give a fuck. Because I only speak truth. I only know how to speak truth. Period. So if you unfollow me, you should not have been following me. That means you don't belong over here anyway. And you're welcome. You don't belong over here. You don't belong over here at all. I'm not here to appease anyone. I'm here to speak. And as long as we have this, I'm going to keep speaking. I've been doing this since MySpace. Let me tell you, I am the same. I've been doing this since MySpace. I am the same. I've never changed. Only thing has changed is my last name. But I've been doing this since MySpace. I have always spoke for my people. I have always spoke for my people. There has nothing that I have done differently besides telling the truth. So nah, if you gotta go, see you later. See you later. If you gotta go, see you later. True story. If you gotta go, see you later. You know? But I will be back. Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock. I need 5 minutes. I said I'll be back by 9 o'clock. Matter of fact, I need 10. I'll be back by 9:10. I need to step out for a second. Look, my coffee got cold over here, and I need to warm it up. And I listen, I'll be back at 9:10. I need 10 minutes for self. But I will be back. Taurus, you had a wonderful reading. You got a lot of number 4s. I'm truly grateful for you. Use those number 4s wisely, but use them with gratitude. Be grateful. Be grateful. I'm so serious. Be grateful. Be grateful, be grateful, be grateful. I'm drinking this coffee, and what's crazy, after this coffee, I got to drink this tea, right? That's for other reasons. But I will be back. Taurus, listen, you know who you are. You know who you are. Stand in your strength. You got 4 wishes. The angels are letting you know. They got their hands all over you. Whomever this is that's been talking, saying things, fuck them. They do it to me every day. Fuck them. Family, associates, whatever the case may be, they do it to me every day. But never in my face. But they forgot that I know how to hear. And I promise you, my husband used to say, if I had the kind of gifts that you had, I would let a bitch know. And I'm like, I don't do that. And he was like, shit, I would. Then I had to let a bitch know. You know what I mean? I know what you said. You were sitting in your living room. You had this person in your living room. This is what was said. They'd be like, you heard all that? Bitch, yeah. Yes, I heard all that. Then when I did that, they don't want to talk to me. They just be looking. Let me tell you, sometimes you got to let people know. Then I said to my husband, you think I should have did that? He was like, fuck yeah. So I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it. But I will be back in 10 minutes. Thank you. Thank you.